Hello, this is John Techlock, and today we're going to be reviewing Windows Office 2013. Now, of course, this is just the preview version, but I think it's important that we review it so that we can figure out if it's actually a good thing to get. Now, of course, searching for it just won't come up, and that's an error in Microsoft's search mechanism. But if we go down and we look for Office 2013, we have, of course, almost every application that we know of, like Access, Excel, InfoPath. We've got the Designer and the Filler. Something called Lync. I've never heard of it, and I'm not sure if it's something that Microsoft has created before or not. But it's there now. OneNote, Outlook, PowerPoint, Publisher, and Word. And of course, we got the tools, which are right there. Now I'm going to go through every single one of the applications. So we're going to do a thorough review of every single application in Office 2013, and we're going to start off with Word, just to see what it looks like. It's got a pretty innovative startup. Let's try to see what it looks like when it comes up. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's you know, the start screen, pretty much. And it tells you the recent files that you've been working with, and it also has a ton of templates that you can choose from to create whatever you're trying to create. And you can search online. You can narrow down the searches, and you can also integrate Word 2013 with a live account. Now, the way 2013 works is that they're trying to get everything to the cloud, storing in a cloud storage base so that regardless of where you are, you can always have your files, therefore eliminating, you know, saving it in your USB or attaching it to an email and forwarding it to yourself, or, you know, carrying around an external hard drive everywhere. Everything's going to be in the cloud. So my Office 2013 is integrated to my Windows Live account. And I think it's a requirement that you must have it integrated to a live account, otherwise it just won't work. I'm just gonna hit a blank document so we can see what it looks like. But pretty much it's pretty much the same. The biggest difference would be the way it types. Like if I wanted to type something, you see how it blinks, but it doesn't blink every time I type. It just keeps going. It's just like a constant flow. Personally, I love that. That's what I've been looking for in a Word application. In any word processing program, I've been looking for that. And when you hit enter, it does the exact same thing. It just glides smoothly. As well as if I'm wanting to scroll down, it's just a smooth glide. And it's a big difference, and it's integrated in almost every application that I've seen so far in Excel and PowerPoint, OneNote, all of them. And of course, I'm going to quickly review those as well. You have the option of adding add-ins, setting to a Bluetooth. There are other add-ins you can, of course, install that I haven't been, you know, installing because I had no need to. But if I go into the File button, you see this whole thing pops up. And then if I wanted to protect my document with a password or inspect the document, you know, properties and things like that, I can see and fix those right from that button. And I can have all that information right in my hand. If I wanted to click New, it would go back to the templates, open. It would, you know, tell me all these documents that I've had opened. I can save it in my SkyDrive, which is, you know, the cloud system that I've been talking about, or you can save it into your computer, and you can browse for a folder, or you can even add a new place so it can show up in your places. If I wanted to print, pretty much it's the same thing. You'd have your options to print with all your printers and whatnot. Share. You can invite people to edit alongside with you, which is a very interesting feature. It's kind of like Google Docs. I don't know if you can actually edit alongside, but it seems like you can. If you can't, at least you can invite people to view your document, which is pretty similar to the Google Docs feature. You can email it. Send it as an attachment, and I'm pretty sure it just uses Outlook as the outbox settings. You can present it online, and you can publish it as a blog post. Looks like you can use Blogger, WordPress, and pretty much the basics. You can export it to a PDF or an XPS document, or you can even change the file type to previous versions of Windows Office versions. You can go to Account, change your account settings. You can update, and you can just, manage your account pretty much. Options would be, of course, your display, the way the interface looks, and of course you can add add-ins. So pretty much that's Word in a glance, and it's not that different. It is a little streamlined and easier to use for people who are new to word processing systems, just because of the templates. If I wanted to hit a new template, I can just go ahead, click a template, it'll download it, and then I'd be able to use it almost instantly and put my own things in it and create my own document very quickly. And that's, of course, a great feature that Windows has integrated into Office 2013. So pretty much that's Word. We're going to move on to, I guess, PowerPoint or Excel, depending on whichever comes first. Publisher. Okay, Publisher it is. Publisher 2013. Pretty much just like all the other versions of Publisher. And the interface is the same as Word. I'm not going to go through, of course, the things that I have, but let's say I wanted to create a blank Publisher document. I've got my pages here, which is very helpful. I can insert something, like a picture, and then I can just insert a picture based on that, and then there it is. Format it, whatever I need to do, and then everything else is the same. Publisher, is there any features that I haven't gone over that they have? Pretty much no. I mean, everything's pretty much the same. Just the interface is nicer, it's sleeker. I guess it's easier to use. I can scroll around, zoom in, levels are different. Pretty much that's all there is to it. I've got a full screen button, looks like, or I don't know what that is. Show the whole page. That's pretty interesting. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same. If I click the Measure tab, I can change the X and Y values and do a ton of other different things. So, I mean, it's definitely easier, but it's also a little different, and it might get harder to get used to and understand the new features completely at first. So, that was Publisher. Let's see, we got PowerPoint. Now, PowerPoint is a little different, and the reason it's different is I think they're trying to make it more like Keynote. They're trying to make it more like Apple's version of, I guess, an equivalent to PowerPoint. If I hit a blank PowerPoint screen, I mean, everything looks the same, but that's because I changed it around. At first, it was completely different. At first, it kind of looked like that. But I mean, it's not that difficult to navigate, but it's a little different. I can also choose a template and do things based on that. Adding a new document would be Control N. I can right click, add a new slide. Those things are of course still available. New animations. There are new animations in there that you can mess around with. Different transitions. Some of them are new, some of them aren't. And pretty much that's all it is. It's easier to add sounds now. Apply to all. There's different features. If I go to File, I just want to see what there is that I haven't gone over. It's pretty much the same, protection features. Adding new templates, opening, everything else is the exact same. Now, exporting is pretty cool. You can actually go ahead and create a video based on what you just created as a presentation. Now, I think that's an incredible tool that you just have to take advantage of. Before, you'd have to add a plugin or install Camtasia and record a tour of pretty much your PowerPoint. But now you can create a video with different settings based on HD displays, different dimensions. Now, it's of course not as lenient for your export settings as Camtasia or other plugins would be, but it's still a pretty good way of creating a video really quickly using PowerPoint's own tools. You can package it for a CD. Pretty much it just burns it onto a CD. Nothing too hard or difficult, but if you don't know how to do it, of course, you just click a button and it's a lot easier for you. Creating handouts, much easier than printing it and changing the settings, that way, and you can of course change the file type to previous versions or save it as JPEGs or PDFs and things like that. So that's PowerPoint. Let's move on and let's see what the other programs have. Outlook. Outlook, pretty much like Windows Live Mail. Now, of course, I'm logged on to mine, but if I wanted to create a new account, I'd just go to account settings, add or remove an account, or and then it looked the same as previous versions, or I can just hit add account right there, and it would be really easy now. Excuse me. Everything's the same. You can import and export settings. If you had a previous version of Outlook and you'd want to see what it, if you wanted to import settings based on that, it would automatically have done it when you were upgrading. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same with Outlook. Things are different. I mean, you have to hit this button to go to your different inboxes. You can arrange your files based on that. Click calendar based on these views. Click calendar based on the you can click on different views and hit calendar and figure out what else there is with Windows Outlook. And things are just a little different, but it's easier to use if you're a first-time Outlook user. But if you're someone else, I can see why it would be a bit difficult. If you've had previous versions of Outlook, it might be a tiny bit difficult to get used to, but pretty much everything's the same. Interface is just completely different. I haven't opened OneNote yet. I barely use OneNote. Oh, did I click on Lync? Alright. I guess we'll just open that up. No problem. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I hit Lync. Alright, good, because I kind of want to know what it looks like. Lync. Really interesting. I've never used it, so I feel like it's gotta be something. Alright, I guess it's contacting the server and signing in. This is the first time I'm even opening Lync and doing things, so I don't know if it's gonna even work. That's not it. Let's see. Let's just Google it. Let's see. What is Lync? Microsoft Lync. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty much it's it's pretty much instant messaging. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, so it's pretty much Windows Live Messenger. So I can sign in as anything and it should be able to go in. Let's see. Okay, okay, if it's not working, we're just not gonna mess with it. It's not gonna sign in. Server is temporarily unavailable. Alright, that's perfectly fine. Pretty much it's Windows Live Messenger. I guess it's just gonna look different and it's called Lync. No big deal, but it is pretty cool. You no longer have to devote your time in downloading some other, third-party software. You have it integrated with your Office. Let's hit OneNote just to see what that looks like. Connecting to the cloud. Please wait while we set up your notebook. Yeah, this is the first time I've been opening up OneNote, Lync, and of course, some of the other applications and just reviewing it at first glance. Let's just see what it does. Fast forward. All right, here we are. Okay, so Things look a little different from OneNote 2007, automatically from what I've seen. Screen clipping, sent to OneNote. Okay, these are all pretty basic things you can do. Take notes anywhere on this page, write your name here. Alright, I guess it gives you a nice preview of things you can do. There's videos, get organized. I want to see what that does. You can create new sections, that's interesting. Insert, spreadsheet, attachments. Okay. All of these are pretty basic things. I can see they've made it a little difficult. But yeah, that's pretty much OneNote. I don't know how many people even use it, but I can see they've streamlined it just like all the other applications. But yeah, I mean, this is what OneNote looks like. I'm not going to review a program that I don't know about. So let's move on. We got InfoPath. I don't even know what this is, to be honest. Okay, XML files, find a form. Alright, yeah, I don't know what InfoPath is. I don't use InfoPath. So I'm just not gonna even mess with it. But it looks like maybe some sort of web designing thing, or I don't even know. Alright, let's move on. InfoPath Designer. Let's just see if that's any different. Let's see. Okay, Sharepoint Database. Yeah, so pretty much it's some sort of web application designing thing. Looks pretty cool. If I just gonna submit data. Okay, so it's pretty much database shit. Alright, let's keep going. Excel and Access. Now these programs I know about. Microsoft Excel, you can create a blank workbook, and pretty much everything's the same. Now everything's just glides so smoothly. Like if I wanted to click on something and it's just different. I don't know if you can see it, but it just glides through. Whereas in previous versions it would just blink and then blink and then blink, but this is it just glides through. I can insert charts and stuff. Making charts is extremely easy now because 2013 just automatically figures out data, compiles it, and creates charts automatically in the background, and whenever you need to add it, it'll just be there, and you'll be able to see things extremely quickly. You can install apps. As you can see, everything's pretty much basic as before. Now, a great difference would be the Formulas tab. There's functions you can do, statistical, pretty much figure out a ton of other things that you wouldn't be able to do in previous versions, especially before 2010. 2007 didn't have these functions as readily available and as concrete and integrated to Excel as Windows 2013 does, and possibly 2010 even had some features like this. You can go ahead and do everything else the same from this tab. Everything's pretty much the same now. I think Excel is one of the biggest improvements in Microsoft Office, and I say that because of the features that they've included in this version are just extremely impressive, and you've even got calculation options. I mean, it's just easier to use. You no longer really need to keep an accountant. If you've got the time, you've got Excel to figure out basic algorithms and arrange mathematical data based on whatever you need it to do. So that's Excel in a quick glance, and now the last program would be Access. Now Microsoft Access, of course, is also similar to like a web document, some sort of database creation mechanisms, similar to InfoPath, I guess. But Access allows you to create a database that's not really, web-based, if that makes sense. You've got currency, database tools, external data, things like that. You can import it, export it to an Excel file, other database files, XML, PDFs. You can send an email through it, and of course you got macros and stuff. Pretty much that's Access. So 2013, I mean, pretty much everything's the same. The interface is completely different. You've got a much cooler, sleeker, highly innovative and designed application with 2013. And other than that, everything's pretty much the same. But Thanks for watching. I hope this answers some questions, gives you a quick glance to Office 2013, and please share this video, favorite it, or whatever the feature is now. I guess just like it, and subscribe. And there will be a lot more videos coming up soon. Well, thanks for watching. This is John Techlock, signing off. Move on, and